But our tale begins right here. In Morgause, the Witch Queen of Orkney finds a way to reach the terrible race of the Fomorians, defeated and exiled by the heroes of the Sidhe ages ago. When something ancient and powerful awakes beyond Britannia. King Arthur saw the signs and the omens, and he was worried. So it happened that he finally called the ones closest to him to discuss what should be done. He summoned Sir Lancelot, the bravest knight who ever lived. Sir Kay, his most faithful warrior and friend. And Queen Guinevere, his wife, famed for her otherworldly beauty. They all gathered out in the wilderness, in the shrine of the Holy Grail. Something happened in the shrine, something terrible. A blinding light turned night into day, destroyed the Holy Grail, and left only Arthur's lifeless body behind, sweeping away all the others. The sky first turned as white as bone, then it became red like spilled blood. King Arthur barely survived. He has a gaping wound in his side that will never heal. Arthur is sick, and when the High King suffers, the whole realm feels his pain. His illness is slowly destroying the entire land. Camelot is in chaos. The Knights of the Round Table have disappeared or turned against each other. Arthur's former kingdom has turned into a terrible wasteland where the Fomorians dwell, who came out of the darkness as soon as Britannia fell. Heroes try to stand their ground, only to perish one after another. Arthur, the maimed king, was taken to the last safe place in Britannia, the magical forest of Bedegraine. The future of the realm now relies upon Arthur's son, leading the remaining armies of the Pendragons against the otherworldly hordes. Night is falling, and if the king fails, the nightmare will never end. In just 1 year, the glorious kingdom of King Arthur has fallen apart. Camelot is a mere shadow of its former self, no longer the hub of the realm. The Round Table. Arthur still lies wounded, barely conscious most of the time. It now falls to you, William Pendragon, son of the once and future king, to face the tide of monsters and keep hope alive. It is a daunting task that will require exceptional courage and skill. You have been tutored in the many arts of governing and knightly. You begin your training, but there is much to be done in the meantime. Heartwood Keep and the lands around it are in deep dispute. But first, you must assume your position as leader. Your father wanted you to grow up free from the influence of Camelot, so you have spent much of your life in seclusion, and people don't know what to expect of you. A regal act is required to show them who. The people rejoice at the return of the Crown Prince, and morale clearly improves in Heartwood Keep. But the most pressing matter you face is the arrival of a sizable group of refugees. The keep is already getting crowded and food is becoming scarce. You must decide what to do with these people. After a few months of intense training, you are as prepared as you. Besides the remnants of the Iron Guard, all you currently have is a ragtag band of volunteers. You must recruit more soldiers from the men available, refugees, hedge knights, and the survivors of lost battles. army is ready, and so are you. The time has come to leave Heartwood Keep and begin. Britannia is in ruins, and the refugees fleeing from the growing wastelands flock towards the forest of Bedegrain, where King Arthur lies wounded. Sir Agravain used to be a knight in Camelot, but now he has become the self-appointed lord of the Bedegrain. Used to be the deep wood of the Shee, a gateway to Tir Nog, but the gates have closed. The region called Sherwood is still an untamed wilderness, though. You leave your army at the edge of the wood, and you continue your journey with only a handful of men. You can only move slowly in the dense undergrowth, but it feels much safer than risking the open roads in a province close to open rebellion. Your hunch proves to be right. The rebellious Sir Marok is famed for his talent with the longbow, and his men also favor this weapon. You learn that the castle was built in that part of the forest where even mortals could walk. You see a guard post built of crude logs blocking the road. It's huge, but it wouldn't be that hard to take it by force. Its main purpose seems to be to halt the passing wagons, not... At first it seems that you can easily defeat the dozen guards, but the clangor of battle quickly summons the rest of Loxley's warriors. The rebels take you to Greenway Castle and escort you to the dungeons. They lock up your men in a large room and push you into a small cell. You are not. The knight tells you his name. He is Sir Agravain, as you suspected. The old man gives you the impression of a battler. You assure the knight that the guards didn't make you drink the same brew. You deal with the lock easily. When you release him from his prison, the knight asks you to go and find his faithful men, who are also imprisoned here. You find Sir Agravain's warriors in a large room. You finish off you leave the grim castle in a hurry, but soon you hear the sound of horns echoing through the woods. The rebels won't let you slip away that easily. You know that as soon as you reach your army at the edge of the forest, you'll The enemy hero is casting a spell. spell was absorbed. The enemy has cast a spell. You defeated the rebellious army of Sir Marok, and Sir Agravain offers his alliance in return. He must have realized that Sherwood can't survive on its own. Condition shows no signs of improvement, despite the efforts of the healers who come to tend his wounds that still won't heal. Merlin is lost. So your only chance to find a cure